All right, kiddos, let's dig into 20-3 work together. We're going to be doing some estimating of inventory using our gross profit method of estimation. So it's a two-step problem. We've got the following information from our records. That information, the four things that I said we needed in order to make this happen. And so we are going to use these four steps that we have. So starting with step one, we have our beginning inventory as of June 1st. So we're going to plug that in here, which was 77,400, 400, which is just coming from this information right here. And then we're going to add to that our net purchases for June, which is 23,900. And then we're simply going to add those two together, and we end up with 101 and $300. So then coming down to step two, we take our net sales. Again, that information comes from up top, which is 122 and then 500. And we're going to multiply that times our gross profit percentage, which remember is the estimation by management. That's 45%, it says. And so 45% of $122,500 winds up to be 55,125. So a couple easy calculations there. Now we move down to step two, and it says that we need to plug in our net sales for June. Again, net sales is just the amount that comes from up top up here, 122,500. And then we are going to subtract out our estimated gross profit from operations. So that is our total that we found in step two, that 55,125. When we take that calculation, subtracting that number, we end up with an estimated cost of merchandise sold of $67,375. Now we're going to take that cost of merchandise available for sale, which remember is our amount that we found in step one, this 101,300. And then we're going to subtract out our estimated cost of merchandise sold, which is $67,375. And that gives us our estimated ending merchandise inventory, which should be $33,925. So as long as you know where to pull your numbers from, and remember that some of the ones that we find, like our amount in step one and our amount in step two, are going to have to be put into play here in step 3 and 4, this should be a relatively easy problem for us. Now, once we've completed our estimation, now we're going to go over and complete our income statement for the month of June. So here they have put for us our estimated of ending inventory. We've got all of this amount in here, and we're going to use the information provided to prepare our income statement for the month. So remember, our net sales amount was given to us. If you need to remember, you can go back in here. It'll tell you your net sales is 122,500. So we come down here and put 122,500. Okay. We need our beginning inventory for June 1. Remember, beginning inventory can be found up here. Beginning inventory was 77,400. And then we need our net purchases for the month of June. Net purchases was 23,900. Okay, we add those two together to get our merchandise available for sale, which is 101,300. Okay, and then we take out our estimated ending inventory as of June 30th. That was our last calculation that we did in step 4. We come down here is 33,925. And so we subtract those two from each other to get our cost of merchandise sold, which was 67,375. Okay. We also need to pull our gross profit on operations. We can go up here and find our gross profit on operations, which was 55,125. Come down here and put in 55,125. Okay. And so then we take our gross profit on operations and we subtract out our operating expenses, and we wind up with our net income, which would be $16,660. Now remember, with our income statements, we always do a percentage of net sales. So since we're doing it as net sales is going to be 100%. So we put 100 in there. And then we just take our cost of merchandise sold, 67,375, and divide it by our net sales amount of 122,500. And we get a percentage rate of 55.0. I believe they tell you to round to the nearest tenth somewhere, maybe not, but we do. We always round it to the nearest tenth. And then we take our gross profit on operations, which is 55,125, and divide by our net sales amount, and we get 45.0. And then we're going to do our same thing for operating expenses, 38,465 divided by 122,500, and we get 31.4. And lastly, we do our net income amount, which should give you 13.6. So really, it's just a lot of plugging the things into the right spots and then making sure that you remember those steps, because they maybe won't be so kind on the test, especially the steps in step 1. So just make sure that you're aware of those. You can head over and do your 20-3 on your own, as well as your 20-3 application problem.